Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Atlanta Sports Unlimited, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simple sports fantasy game on the market. You can pick from multiple sports platforms. And get this, sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your initial offer up to $100. Download the app for free at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Well, we are back from the bye week.
Ooh, it was I needed that.
Yeah, and I think it was good for everyone to get a
Yeah,
cleanse or a break from the Falcons and any Falcons
yeah.
talk for that matter.
A reboot. We all needed a reboot. We were getting
Definitely.
frustrated. I mean, think about all the things that happened that bye week, from petitions to fire the coach to it's been crazy, man. But we're back.
We're
We're
back.
back.
And with that, the Falcons are 4-6. They're tied for second place and a chance to take over the division
Right.
with a win over the Saints this Sunday. I guess before we get into that, we can briefly talk about what transpired prior to the bye. The Atlanta Falcons lost to a 1-8 Arizona Cardinals team who brought back their starting quarterback Kyler Murray,
Mm-hmm.
who, like many quarterbacks the previous weeks, looked top tier. He
Right.
looked elite against us.
Right.
What did you think about that game? And
Well, I thought it was a game where, honestly, I thought it was a game that the Falcons should have won. I thought it was a game that they thought they were going to win, and I truly believe that's one of the reasons why you can afford to play Heineke, because you on paper you were supposed to win that football game, but in today's NFL or anybody's NFL, when you don't go over 100 yards passing in a game, there's something wrong there. Is we argue about quarterback, who should be the quarterback. It's his fault. It's his fault. His fault. And I keep telling you guys for the last 3 years, the passing system, the scheme of everything is just, it makes no rhyme. It makes no sense.
right,
It doesn't have a flow. It doesn't have this genuine artistry to it that makes receivers look good, make quarterback look good. It's just not there. I don't know what transpired over the bye week, but show me that you did better or corrected the passing scheme over the bye week.
and I'm not gonna, and I have in the past, and like you said, it's the bye week, so I'm all new spirit. In my mind, we haven't lost. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So I'm not gonna come after Arthur's head coaching job, but I
Right.
will say the Buffalo Bills, who were one of the top offensive teams, and their coordinator is one of the top, they fired or replaced their
Mm-hmm.
offensive coordinator after they lost here of recent.
Right.
Why can't we at least maybe change that portion? Maybe someone else maybe try to call the plays for offense. Do you
Well,
think that'll make a difference?
even Pittsburgh Steelers fired their offensive coordinator.
Yes, they did
So,
today.
I don't know if it makes a difference or not, because you got to understand, this point, this thing is Arthur's scheme.
Mhm.
He knows it better than anyone else. So if they haven't called plays in the preseason or in practice, or had a flow of doing it in the past, it'd be hard for him to relinquish those duties to someone else that haven't done it, or haven't done it in a long time. And that goes back to, I keep saying, this offensive side of the ball when it comes to the staff. Um, I'm not questioning it, but it's something that Tom Brady said this week, that football is not the same. Coaching is not the same, because they're not coaching, they're not mentoring, they're not teaching. They're just giving plays. They're not, he said it, he says they're not developing players to be great.
Right.
And he said it better than I did, because I've said it on this show before, that you got to have guys in those meeting rooms that's over these players, that's going to elevate their play to be great. And
Right.
if you, and I'm not saying you had to be a great player at the NFL level or anything like that, but you have to have something about you that you can go in a meeting room and take a player and develop him to greatness. You know, some guys just don't get it, and then that's why they don't last long. I'm talking about players. But
Right.
there's some guys in those meeting rooms that want to be the best that ever played the game. And they're holding on to the coattail of the coaches to say, how do I get there? And
Right.
if you don't have a plan to teach them how to get there, how can you be successful offensively? How can you? You can't.
Is this something that coaches maybe now expect players to be like plug and play, that they should already be ready to be able to be put in with said, study the playbook, of course, and then be able to play? Like, hey, you've already got the physical attributes, because like you said, like we go back to the receivers
Right.
and the catching of the ball, even the
Mhm,
defenders and the
mhm,
tackling. It's like some
mhm.
things, the basics aren't being talked about or discussed. And is it just because you're on a higher level, we expect you to know these things?
Right. It is. It is. It's one of those things that we drafted you, and we expect you to your college to have already given you the tools
Mhm.
to play at the next level. And I'm telling you, they're not. Even in college, you're not giving them the tools. It's a big money business in college football. So all they worry about is winning games, winning games. They ain't worry about developing guys for the next level because it's about them at the time. And then when these guys get to the next level, they're like a fish out of water. So it's
Mhm.
like starting all over again because now you wasn't taught anything in college to prepare you for your professional life.
Right.
And then when you get into your professional life, and if you come into an organization that doesn't teach details and the fine tuning of what you're supposed to be at your position, you suffer
Mhm.
and the team suffers. And we've seen that not just with the Falcons, we've seen that with a number of teams across the NFL. But at the same time, look, we can talk about this all day, but all we want to see is this Falcons team win a football game. And
Right.
here's a chance to go 3-0 in the division and be on top, even with the overall under 500 record.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game. Hey, whatever it takes,
Mhm.
whatever it takes. I don't care. I don't care if it's ugly, pretty, whatever it may be. Win the football game. And the thing is because winning cures all.
Mhm.
When you win a football game, everybody takes a deep breath and go, okay, my week is gonna be better. And that's all we want. That's all we want.
Yeah, you're right about that. And in that last game, the Arizona game, Heineke, it did suffer an injury and was replaced by Ritter. And when Ritter came in, it seemed to me like maybe that time off did help him a bit mentally, because I know when he ran that touchdown, he seemed to protect that ball and knew, it reminded me of that play against Tampa where he got knocked out going into the end zone. But it seemed like to me maybe at least he's ready to have that shot again.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. He came into that game and there was more energy.
Right.
It was energy. They played faster, they played harder, and they executed better. They played with some great energy. You know why they did? Because they said, that's our dude. He's been with us for the last 2 years, through it all, training camps, OTAs, mini camps, all these stuff. He's been through it with us.
Hmm.
And we rallied behind him a year ago. And then you took him away from us. So you kind of lose a little bit of steam, even though you're a professional, but you're human. Your flesh is going to say, well, I kind of question the decision whatsoever. So something tells you I'm not going to play as hard, which you should play your hardest no matter who's the quarterback. But when Ritter came in, their dude, and he made some plays, they go, okay, we got a chance now. And I always say I thought Ritter was, on this roster gives you the best chance to win football games.
Okay.
Being put in the situations to be successful. How
Right.
about that?
Right. I agree. Put if he's put in the correct situations.
Right.
And it goes back to, like you said, the play calling and
Right.
the scheming of the routes. I hope
Right.
the route tree is more developed going
Right.
into the Saints game than
Yeah.
what we've seen in the past.
Hmm.
How big of an impact losing Grady Jarrett has it been on the defense? Because we've came close in back-to-back weeks when we had Dobbs. We would have stopped him.
Right.
That would have won that game. And
Hmm.
then the
Hmm.
previous week against Arizona, Kyler Murray
Right.
did almost a similar thing in this.
Well, I don't think, yeah, it plays a big role because of his leadership. And it plays a big role because we get 2 outstanding plays a game from him.
Mm-hmm.
And we missed that. But here's the thing, it's not the middle of this defense that concerns me. It's giving up the edge.
Right.
Quarterbacks scrambling. How you have contained, and how are you on the inside shoulder of the tackle when you're supposed to be on the outside shoulder, looking over his outside shoulder to make sure you have contained? But you want to peek in here, and then he pins you in, and the quarterback gets around the corner. That's my issue. You know, we always point the finger at one thing, but it's a lot of things that culminate in bad football or giving up big plays.
Right.
So I think Jared Grady's gonna be missed, but at the same time, I think Street has done a good job, and I think that we have to play better containment football with these versatile quarterbacks, and at the end of the day, the defense is still ranked high overall. And in most categories, they in the top 10 whatsoever, top 15. So is the Saints defense. So, I think they're struggling offensively. We're struggling offensively. Michael Thomas is on IR and got look like Jameson is going to be the quarterback going into Sunday's game. So, it's one of those things that the team that makes the least mistakes and have the least turnovers will win this football game. It's an evenly matched football game, like they always are. And the thing is that whichever and this is the ball game right here.
Yeah.
Whichever quarterbacks plays the best wins. Point plain and simple. So that doesn't mean he goes out and tries to win the game by himself. It means that he's put in correct situations to be successful, that we block up front, we run the ball well, we get open, make catches, and score touchdowns. That's what it comes down to, because at the end of the day, if all that happens, the quarterback gets the wins anyway. Everybody else don't get wins. The quarterback and the head coach gets a win. So I think that we're better suited to win this football game than the Saints.
And I sure hope you're right. That'll probably make a lot of people happy, including myself.
Right.
Something that's not really football related, but it is. It just kind of, it just kind of irks me a little bit. So the Falcons are celebrating 50 years of hip hop,
right?
Which is fine. Okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got every probably rapper that's been in Atlanta or in the state
right.
of Georgia that's going to be there. And they send out an email like, "Hey, be in your seats by 12:30, this, that, and the third."
Right.
And I get it; it's to make sure people there and it will be loud and attentive. But that's not going to help you win the games. That's not going to help keep the fans in the seats. It's to me. And this is about the Falcons. It's like you're just trying to sell tickets, put a Band-Aid over what the problem is.
Right.
Keep the fans in the seat all game. Make them there.
Right.
And the only way that's going to happen is by winning.
Right.
So don't get me twisted. When y'all see me at the game, I'm gonna be partying when I see the rappers performing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The timing of it for the Falcons is just, I don't know. It seems
well,
like
you know what? see, you took it from that perspective. I'm gonna take it from another perspective.
Okay.
I get it. It's 50 years of hip hop, and it's wonderful because hip hop has been influential in America's society for the last 50 years. That culture has changed people's lives. It has crossed over to all different types of music, from the streets to the suburban households to rural households to country music, gospel music, jazz music. It's been phenomenal. The clothing, the hair, the glasses, the jewelry. It's a phenomenon, and it should be celebrated because the influence is phenomenal. it's funny because I'm looking at the Peloton, whatever it is called, commercial, and they playing that E beat,
Yeah.
and I'm going, oh my God, and I'm sitting there going, you know, and I'm saying people who don't like the music, don't like the culture, but you sit there and you bob your head
Right.
and you go buy the product that's being presented on a commercial because the music moved you.
Mhm.
Hey, that's who we are. You know, that culture, it is has made thugs and drug dealers billionaires and made
Right.
them a lot of money. But don't get me wrong now, once they've made their money, they've had went back to their communities and built communities. Look what T.I. is doing right here in Atlanta.
Mhm.
So we don't hear those stories as much as we hear some of the other things that are the ills of Black communities.
Right.
But there's ills in all communities
Mhm.
across the country. It's just that, and then we want to blame why it happens. People want to point to the music instead of lack of educational resources,
Mhm.
lack of funding in the communities, all these things. And so, and I know we're not talking football, but we really are talking football, because now you get an opportunity to for this 1 3 hour 4 hour period that these communities that can afford to do so can come and see not only the product of this Atlanta Falcon football team, and for a moment forget about all that stuff where they have to go back to, and then for this game they get a chance to celebrate uh their culture and the influences had over the last 50 years.
Mhm.
Now, I know I got off target, but here's the thing. This would have been a great time, and people are gonna get mad at me about this, but the Saints game where you're gonna probably get 75,000 people because the Saints travel to, this would have been a great time to honor the 25th anniversary of the Super Bowl 98 NFC championship team. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you.
I'm just saying. But you know what? Look, I would take a back seat to the culture because I know how it's influenced
So,
America and how it's influenced me, how it's influenced my kids. So we'll take a back seat to that. And I have no problem with that.
so are they going to do a big honor again this season?
Yeah, they're gonna December 9th, I think it is, the December 9th game or the 10th game, whatever that day
Okay,
is.
I think
December 10th.
Tampa.
December 10th. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
December 10th.
the
So they're
Tampa
gonna do
Bay
that.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's fine. We'll celebrate then.
okay. And yeah, don't get, like I said, fans, don't get it twisted. I'm a fan of hip hop, and I'm gonna have a good
Hmm.
time. I just
Hmm.
want the Falcons to win, and I feel
Hmm.
like the PR and the marketing team is just trying to take our minds off this losing team right now. So
Well, so with all that being said, I you're gonna have a full house. Um, and I hope you have a full house because it is Thanksgiving week, and a
right,
lot of people are traveling whatsoever. But it's a great time to have the Falcons home. Thursday, you have your Thanksgiving. Sunday, you go see the Falcons win. That's what it's all about. Now, you know, we talk about the X's and O's in this game. Is it's it's gonna come down to play calling. Come on, man. Really? Let's be real with this. It's gonna come down to play calling. At the end of the day, in certain situations, we have to be effective in play calling.
right,
Offensively, I'm saying. And the thing is, we cannot give up big plays. Now, here's the thing. Lattimore's out for this game. They're all do shut down corner whatsoever. We got to take advantage of that.
definitely.
Teams take advantage of us when we have guys down. Let's take advantage of that. We I think we have by far in a division the best group of skill players in a division,
Right.
and we got to find a way and get them the ball. Hey, I think we ran the ball well last time out against the Cardinals. I think we continue to do that, and that's going to set up play action pass whatsoever. And we just got to get one. I just want to see 2 or 3 balls deep. And if we catch one, that's fine, and the others is out of bounds whatsoever, because it moves the defense back and moves them back, and then we'll be effectively running the ball better. I just want to see that. It was funny because they kept saying, "Hey, the Falcons haven't thrown a pass over 10 yards the whole game." They kept saying that, and I'm going, "What? Are you kidding me? Really?" And here's the thing: on your call sheet,
Right.
on your call sheet, there's a list of maybe 5 plays that say shot plays or big plays. That means 20 yards or more. Do you not have that on your call sheet, or do you just put your thumb over it so you don't have to call it? Because every call sheet in America has that, so then you have your 1 or 2 trick plays, which we run
You
our 1 and
definitely
2
know
trick
have
plays
those. Yeah.
every week. We have those every week. But you see what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah.
And then you have 25 in red zone calls, 20 yards in red zone calls, 15, 10, all the way to the 5-yard line, red zone plays and red zone calls. It seems like once we get inside the 15,
It's a whole new, yeah.
we don't know what the heck we're doing. You should already know. And then if you already know and you practice it, when I get in the huddle, I'm going, oh, shoot, we on the right hash right here. We're going to go trips left, and we're going to run such and such, such and such. And I'm going, okay, we're going to run China, or see, y'all don't know what China is, but we're going to run some kind of combination route, and I'm going to score because I know it's coming. And then it don't come that, and something comes out quarterback's mouth, and you break the huddle going, I've been there. I've been there when you're not comfortable with play calling, and when you hear a play, you go, in your head, you go, oh my God. So you already defeated yourself in saying, this ain't gonna work. But if you've seen success with it in practice in other games, and you continue to rep it, and you feel good about it, whatever he calls down there, you're gonna say, I'm gonna make it work. And I tell you, 60, 70% of the time it works. And we're sitting 53% in scoring in offense in the red zone. And that's like in the top 12 or something like that, top 10. That's pretty doggone good. That's good.
Yeah.
But think about all the times we didn't score touchdowns down there.
And that's the thing. Yeah. We'll get those field goals when we need the 7s. And
yeah, we're this close. We're this close to being really, really good football team. We are. And I don't care what anybody else out there says, we're this close, even with what we don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback or a lights out quarterback. We're this close to being very, very good.
And I think that's where a lot of fans and myself are just upset because we point to coaching. If we're this close, and we were this close last year, and those 1-score games, and we won them, and here we are again, same record as last year. Like it's like deja vu. You've got all the money you wanted, you got everything you needed. Now something else has got to take place in order to make it all gel. Like you said, these are real close games. At some point, it's got to come down. I'm assuming to the motivation and getting them motivated and coached up to what's being schemed. When you watch the games, everybody at a certain point, we're weak on this, and they're going to expose it, and then it happens.
And it happens.
And then we also on offense, when you see those guys bunch up on one side, I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen? And then when you see the route, it's like 4 defenders on one side of the field, and that's where the ball goes. And then we get upset it's a pick or a bad play. I mean, a bad turnout.
Here's the thing. Here's a couple of things here. As you said, when we see and we says, oh, we're exposed there, and they take advantage of us. If I'm Richie Grant going into this week, I am highly motivated. How you going to call me out after a game and say I'm the weak link in the secondary? Let me show you. Take it personally, brother. Don't let nobody just point you out like that and call your game like that, dude. You step up and be the baller that we expect you to be when we drafted you. We drafted you pretty high. Now, what was it, 3rd round pick or something like that? dude,
Second, wasn't it second?
second or third.
Yeah.
We expect you to be that dude. So don't tuck your tail. Stand tall and make some plays this week.
And in fairness to him, after looking back at that tape, McBride
Yeah.
did in a offensive passing interfere when he made
Right.
that big play
Right.
that led to the win. But
Right.
you
Yeah, but at the end
got
of
to
the
stay
day,
on it.
don't let nobody call you out like
Right.
that by making it up. And then the last one, the last things I really want to address is this. You know, right before the bye week, Arthur Blank said, "Hey, I am not firing Arthur Smith." And I'm a stick. You know, he's our guy. Blah blah blah. And everybody was up in arms. Some people was up in arms, like, "Oh, why? Hey, man, we halfway in the season. What do you think the owner gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm gonna fire him.
Yeah.
What do you think he gonna just? It's just, oh, here's my cards and poker. This is what I have. No, he says what he's supposed to say.
Right.
Because even if it's true, and even here, let me put it this way: you haven't given him the full chance to finish out the season yet to see where we are. As long as you're still in the thick of things, there should not be a change. That's my feeling, because it can turn. It can turn, and it can turn fast. And the thing is, when you win this Sunday, everything looks good for you. It looks good for you to win a division, because at the end of the day, you should win out in the division, which would take you to the playoffs. So that's the mindset. You want to win all your division games. I don't care about the overall record. I care about the division games. I want to win a division, because I know if I win a division, if I'm a division champion, I'm going into the playoffs. Plain and simple. So he's saying the right things. And the thing is, he's, unless the bottom just falls out.
Yeah, he's not going.
It may be a different story. Yeah.
Fans, save your petition till the end of the season. What you got for us to end the show today?
Here's the thing. We're getting into the Thanksgiving season. We're getting into the Christmas season, and it's funny how God says, okay, we're gonna have Thanksgiving before Christmas. All right, because I want you, God is saying, be thankful for what I've given you already. Stop asking. You haven't even thanked me for what I've done for you in the past. You haven't even thanked me for waking you up this morning. But then all of a sudden you want me to give you this: a car, a house, a job, a wife, a husband, kids, all these things you want me to provide for you, but you don't thank me for the things that I have given you. And here's the season right now. We have Thanksgiving coming up. Here's the chance while you're sitting around a table with family and friends, and they say, God, I just thank you for this moment. I thank you for my children. I thank you for my wife. I thank you for my mother and my father, or whatever it is. I thank you for bringing me this far. I thank you.
Right.
And then as this Thanksgiving ends, you goes into Christmas. It's a celebration of the birth of Christ. So we're thanking, and then we're celebrating him. We're not, you thank him, and then as you celebrate, he gives. He gives. One thing, people, is this: all the things that you do it to please Christ, not to please man. Not to please man, because he's your provider. God is your provider. I've said this, he's your provider. I don't care what's going on around the world and in the country, recession, this gas prices. He's your provider. He's your provider. Now you thank him for all that he's done and be sincere about it. Then go ask, Lord, I need. Do it for me. You've done it. You did it before. I know you can do it again. And he will provide. He will. I'm a witness. Right. I wouldn't tell you this stuff if I didn't believe it and see it. That's it.
Thank you as always, T.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy that time with your family and friends. Like you said, be thankful. Be thankful.
Yes.
Falcons, blow them out. Just blow out the Saints.
Plain and simple. Let's get it
Blow them
done.
out. Let us enjoy the hip hop concert.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good celebration right there.
Right.
Yeah.